pass my greetings to the elders which are with us on this auspicious evening. Also pass my greetings to the political parties that are represented here, members of parliament, honorable ministers and former ministers, distinguished guests, to our respected elders, my brothers and sisters, and to young people gathered here. I greet you all this evening. Assalamu alaikum. For me, yesterday, on our invitation of being here by our honorable host, Sheikh ul Islam, was a true illustration of what the Pakistani voice against the struggle for liberation of South Africans was about. My grandfather has always spoken at length of your support, which he drew inspiration as well as instilled hope that in his time freedom will be realized. He was incarcerated for a stern belief of, in his Rivonia trial speech, he illustrated these ideals when he said, I quote, "I have fought against black domination and I have fought against white domination." And many in the world have misplaced what this meant. My grandfather's struggle for liberation of South Africans was not about liberating the majority of oppressed Africans, but was also about liberating the oppressors themselves, the minority and the oppressors of South Africa. And this is what his legacy is attributed to. To many, he was known as a friend, a struggle icon, an African leader, and a global icon. Yet to some, he was coined a terrorist. It was no surprise to us that throughout his presidency, he was listed as a terrorist by the United States of America. Up until 2009, they removed his name. Someone we hold to high esteem and have always regarded to be a humble servant of the people. My grandfather's incarceration to Robben Island was not just about him. He always said to us, he was a mere voice of the majority and the collective leadership of the African National Congress. He said that there are more and many South Africans that sacrificed more than he did because they bled for our struggle for liberation, and some paid the ultimate price because they died for the struggle for liberation. And with all of this, South Africa has had to experience, from colonialism to segregation policies to an apartheid, oppression and brutal unjust laws. We witnessed the development of cities that were of colonialism and white supremacists during the apartheid legacy. We saw the development of Cape Town, of Durban, and of Johannesburg at a mere fact to build economic wealth for a minority, that being the white monopoly capital. And my grandfather strived to break this and ensure that the wealth shall be shared by all who live in the land of South Africa. Therefore, his release at your insistence on witnessing the cry of our beloved country. You came into our support, you heard our cry, and as Pakistanis, you stood firm in international solidarity and said this country should be rid of this oppressive regime. And it's been something for us as South Africans we took to heart and forever will be looking to yours in terms of guidance into the future. Having realized our liberation, having realized this freedom, 23 years past the apartheid era, this political dispensation still leaves a lot for us to look into. The continuation of upholding the apartheid legacy still exists. We might have defeated apartheid legislatively and rid ourselves of all the unjust laws, but economic apartheid is still rife. Underdevelopment of our people is still rife at the thrive of Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. I want to put an invitation to all of you as Pakistanis that stood side by side with us during the struggle for liberation. When you visit South Africa, look beyond these cities. Look to the true people that were oppressed in South Africa, who live in rural South Africa. Do not be part of a rural divide at the expense of ensuring that people in urban cities are more developed than those that in rural South Africa. We pride ourselves working with the Pakistani Association, with Fiaz Akbar, together with Minhaj Quran, who has come to our assistance in rural South Africa. And I want to say to you tonight that every time you go into South Africa, ask yourself, where is Nelson Mandela born? Where is Nelson Mandela buried? And I can assure you it will not be Johannesburg, nor Cape Town, nor Durban. The people of South Africa 23 years later are still calling to you for development of those that are underprivileged, are still calling to you for your assistance to stand jointly with them in ensuring that they are also able to develop. I was saying yesterday to our host, Sheikh Ul Islam, that we live in a part of South Africa which is 600 kilometers south of Durban and 600 kilometers north of Port Elizabeth. Yet as an Islamic community in Mthatha, we do not have an Islamic school of thought. We do not have an institution of higher learning. We have to export our kids to the areas of Durban, Port Elizabeth, Johannesburg, or even Cape Town for them to develop. I therefore want to call on you on the lovely work that we have witnessed today that Minhaj Quran is doing here in Lahore. We want to invite you to South Africa to ensure that this dream that Madiba stood for, together with his comrades, Walter Sisulu, Ahmed Kathrada, Andrew Mlangeni, Governor Mbeki, doesn't perish. At your assistance, we can be able to also see these institutions of Islamic institution for learning also reaching rural areas. We will be able to ensure that we develop our communities jointly with your assistance. I want to say to you, Sheikh Ul Ilsam, that for us, you have been a true inspiration. You are a true reflection of the quality of leadership that Madiba and his collective represented. Continue to fight against corruption. Continue to fight against terrorism. ensure that you strive for world peace, and bring about true democracy to the people of Pakistan. Because when that is realized, together we stand to benefit in ensuring that there's a better life for all. And I insist again that that better life for all shouldn't be for those few located in a urban spatial planning, but should translate itself to the common men and women on the streets that Madiba, my grandfather, held to high esteem. I want to wish you good health and ask and pray for you to Almighty Allah that He keeps you in good health and in good spirit. I thank you.